In the global hospitality industry, making a guest feel genuinely welcome, well, that's everything, isn't it? But what happens when that deep respect for culture runs up against the hard line of the law? Today, we're going to dive into how you can navigate that really crucial balance, mastering cultural sensitivity while always upholding your legal and professional duties. Hello, and a very warm welcome to all students of the Europe Hotel School. It's a real pleasure to be here to guide you through this explainer. My goal is to help equip you with the essential, practical skills you're absolutely going to need to excel in this incredible industry. All right, so let's get right into it. We'll kick things off with your core responsibilities. Then we'll cover the legal basics you just have to know. From there, we'll look at some real-world ways to accommodate guests, figure out how to navigate those tricky situations when culture and law collide, and we'll wrap up by defining what true professional excellence really looks like. First up, the dual responsibility. Seriously, pay close attention here, because this is the core idea that's going to shape pretty much every single guest interaction you have from here on out. So what do we actually mean by cultural sensitivity in our world? Well, it's so much more than just being polite or having good manners. You have to think of it as a professional practice. It means providing service that is, of course, respectful, but it also has to be fully compliant with all of your legal and ethical duties. It's all about operating with awareness in a world that's governed by some very clear rules. And right here, this is the central balancing act of your entire career. On one hand, you've got your guests' expectations. They want to feel welcomed, understood, and respected. But on the other hand, you have your legal obligations, your duty to provide equal service and to guarantee fairness and safety for everyone. True world-class hospitality is the art of mastering both of these at the same time. So, with that balance in mind, let's talk about the legal foundation. I want you to think of this as the non-negotiable baseline. This is the ground floor for everything you do. And at the very heart of this are anti-discrimination laws. And let me be perfectly clear. These are not suggestions. They are the law. Service must, and I mean must, be provided equally to every single guest. No exceptions. It doesn't matter what their nationality is, their religion, their race, gender, age, or disability. This quote right here, it says it all perfectly. Declining service based on cultural or personal characteristics is not simply poor guest relations. It can also be unlawful. Really understanding that distinction is what's going to protect you, your guests, and your organization from some really serious legal trouble. Okay, theory is great, but let's get practical. How does this actually play out in your day-to-day operations? How do you accommodate guest needs on the ground?
Okay, imagine this. It's a busy afternoon, and a guest approaches you. They need a quiet, private space for prayer. Now, this is a deeply personal and important request. So how do you handle it in a way that's both respectful and completely responsible? Well, the professional approach really breaks down into 3 simple steps. First, you acknowledge their need with genuine respect. You validate their request. Second, you do a quick mental assessment. Can this be done safely? Does it violate any of our hotel's policies? And finally, you provide helpful alternatives. Maybe it's a quiet corner of a lounge, or perhaps you can direct them to an appropriate public space nearby. See? It's empathy, perfectly balanced with practicality.
Let's try another one, this time from the restaurant. A guest asks you a very direct question. Is this dish halal or is this kosher? In that split second, what is your number one legal and ethical duty? The answer is one word: transparency. Your job is not to guess or to hope it's okay. Your absolute duty is to be honest. Misrepresenting food isn't just a mistake that breaks trust. It can actually violate consumer protection laws. So if you don't know for sure, you say, "Let me find out for you." Honesty is everything here. And let's do one more for this section. A guest has a strong cultural need for privacy, and they ask for a very specific housekeeping schedule, or maybe no service at all on certain days. How do you balance their personal need for privacy with your hotel's operational and legal rules? So the key here is to accommodate them whenever you possibly can, but never, ever at the expense of the law. You can absolutely be discreet, you can schedule service for specific times, but you must always adhere to data protection laws. Guest information is confidential, period. It can't be shared without their consent, no matter what the cultural context might be. All right, this brings us to the really challenging stuff. The moments when a guest's cultural expectation runs into a direct conflict with the law. Let's look at how you navigate these tricky situations with complete integrity. Here is a classic, clear-cut conflict. On one hand, you have a guest's cultural norm, leading them to ask for a male attendant to handle their luggage. But on the other hand, local employment law is crystal clear. It prohibits that kind of discrimination in the workplace. In a case like this, the law has to win, every time. So what's the right move? Your goal isn't to argue or to make them feel bad. It's to inform. You need to politely but firmly explain the operational limitations that are based on your legal requirements. You can still offer choices, like the next available attendant will be right with you, but you simply cannot violate the rights of your employees. This is really all about knowing when and how to say no professionally. You have to respectfully decline any request that is unsafe or illegal. Then you clearly explain why, grounding your refusal in your legal obligations. This isn't being difficult, it's being a responsible professional. Always remember, kindness and absolute clarity are your two most powerful tools when you need to set these firm boundaries. Okay, let's bring it all home now. We're going to pull all these threads together to define the true professional standard, what excellence actually looks like in this amazing global industry of ours. So, what's the secret? What's the mindset of the absolute best in our field? It's a mindset of genuine respect, of active, sincere curiosity, and a truly open mind. This is the foundation for all the skills we've been talking about. It lets you see every guest interaction not as a problem to be solved, but as a chance to learn something new.
If you only take one single thing away from our time together today, please let it be this powerful little formula. Empathy, your ability to truly understand and share the feelings of another person, plus compliance, your strict, unwavering adherence to legal and ethical standards, that is what equals excellence. It's the whole formula for success, right there.
And why does this formula work so well? Because when you get that balance right, it creates this beautiful, virtuous cycle. Your guests feel seen and genuinely valued, your teammates and all the employees feel safe and protected by the rules, and the entire organization, from the top down, operates with unwavering integrity. It is a win for everyone. So, I'll leave you with this one final question to carry with you as you build your careers. As a future leader in this industry, how are you going to transform a cultural challenge not into a problem, but into an opportunity to demonstrate true, undeniable professional excellence? Thank you.